Ladies and gents, harmonica aficionados. Okay, today I wanted to have just a quick discussion about trills. I've seen a few. I was just looking at some discussion pages the other day, and saw some people were asking like, what's the best way to do it? Now, there's probably three ways of doing it, and the two are probably easy to see, and people probably may have noticed before if they've been thinking about trills. The third one is another one that I use sometimes, especially for like a slow trill, and we'll go through them. So the first one would be, now if you don't know what a trill is just has just like hitting two notes next to each other, usually either two blow notes or two draw notes. I have heard some sorts of trills which have used sort of like a blow and a draw together. It can be done, just takes a lot more practice, a lot more breath control. But for now we'll just look at sort of probably the more common and the easier kind of trills, which are the two draws or two blow notes next to each other. Okay, so obviously the aim is to try to be able to hit one note and then the other over and over again, and the faster you can do this, often you can get a sort of a fluttering effect from the notes, which I probably would say, any instrument can do it, but a certain kind of beautiful sound for harmonica. Alright, so three methods. First one is to just use your head. So if I do the 4 and 5. So obviously you just when you're practicing trills, just start off slow. It takes a while to be able to hit the notes precisely. You just sort of got to build up the muscle memory that tells the different parts of your body that you're using, either your hands or your face or your mouth or your throat or your chest or your diaphragm, to sort of work in synchronicity. So with trills, it's just a matter of practicing, just like a lot of things, over and over again, and eventually they'll get faster and faster and cleaner, and you'll be able to do trills and then throw in things like runs and do trills even with bent notes later on, which I'll do a quick demo at the end. Anyway, so like I said, first one is just moving head. Alright. Not a big fan of moving your head, by itself at least. I'm a big believer in learning all methods though, and mixing them together to give you different capabilities. So even though I'm not a big fan of using your head during a trill, because also you could hurt your neck if you're prone to having those kinds of problems like I am, still worth practicing it anyway. Okay, next type of trill is just a hand trill, which is quite easy. Now, even though I have said in another video that I like to play acoustically like that, I'd probably use more of a hold method that I use for a sort of electric playing, which is harmonica sort of on each hand, and sort of making more of a cut like that, and that allows you to do a better trill. Now, I would actually use your thumbs to push it back and forth rather than your whole hand, because you'll be able to have a bit more fine control. You don't need to move the harmonica much to get harmonica. I mean, move your hands and your thumbs, like I said. Practice every technique, and you'll probably find that you can do more the more things you practice. So anyway, just a hand trill. Alright. Now the third one, I'd imagine other people do it. It's a method that can really only be used for tongue blocking, and that is to if you don't know what tongue blocking is, there's some good videos out there. I'll probably look at doing one later, but if you want to look at tongue blocking, it's just when you block the notes on the left side of your mouth and play with the small hole out the right side of your cheek, or blocking the rest of the notes with the side of your cheek. And so basically you're just making a small opening side of your mouth. So to do a tongue block trill, basically you got to be able to do that and move your cheek across while your tongue moves across. Right. It looks weird, but that's the basic idea. It's not very good for if you want to do like really quick punchy trills, but it might be a good way to sort of bring in a slow trill, and I often like to do that in a slow trill and then throw in the hand trill with it, and then fall off at the end of the hand trill. That allows me to vary my speeds with my trills really quickly. And so anyway, I'll show you just a tongue trill. Alright, so that was just moving my tongue across, and my tongue across, and my cheek across. Alright, and that looks weird, but nobody sees it when you're playing, so it doesn't really matter. And again, learn them all, because what you can do, like I said, start throwing them together. So I might start with a tongue trill, move into a hand trill, and I might throw my head in there a little bit at the end to really like give me some extra speed. So let's see if I can pull it off. I mean, in all those methods I use, I probably would use a hand trill more often. It just seems to be a little bit more precise, and but you know, just like with the vibrato, you can get you can start to play with the warbling effect and the fluttering effect you can get from doing that, and just gives you songs more tone, more character, more effects you can start playing with, more things you can throw in improvisations. Trills are nice to use if you have a brain fart and you're not quite sure what to do. If you're playing in cross harp, just do a trill on the 4/5 or anything between the 1 up to the 5. So 1 2 together, a 2 to 3 together, 4 to 5 together. Even sometimes a 5 and 6 together, and you can start using trills if you know what your positions. So you could do like a 2/3 trill for your second position. You could drop down to like a 3/4 blow trill for your first position, and then move up to a 5/6 trill for your third position, and pretty much that's a song. You throw some chords in there and some trills and some wah-wahs, and you know, you can start sounding really good, you know, a bit of vibrato and everything like that. Alright, last thing I wanted to show before we head off is just a bend trill. Now, I suppose it would be harder. I don't know. I've been playing for a while, so I got bend trills probably after a couple of years of playing, maybe 3 or 4 years of playing. I started seeing what else I could do. So I'll demo it. I mean, really, the method's no different. You just got to learn your bends. I mean, sometimes again, bends on different notes. The way you move your gullet and your tongue can vary. When you bend 2 notes even next to each other, like a 3 and a 4, have slightly different methods for bending, only by micrometers, only by the smallest amount, but that small difference can make the difference between the note sounding just right and just so. So when you trills, you actually have to be able to readjust your tongue and your throat and everything like that really quickly. Even if you really push it, you can do like a semitoned bend on a 4 note with a 2 semitone note bend on a 2 note. Though that does take a lot of practice, and anyway, I'll try to do a semitone bend on a semitone bend on a 3, semitone bend on a 4 first. So we'll start off with the natural notes and move into the bent trill. Alright, so, and not too hard because the positions for both are pretty much close enough to not have to change. But if you wanted to get really tricky and start putting a trill in with a 2 semitone bend on a 3 and a half semitone bend on the 4, both acceptable notes. When you're playing cross harp, you wouldn't often play 2 semitone bend, but you can, and it can be played fine. It can be done as well, but it just, like I said, takes more practice. So moving between the naturals and the half semitone bend and the full semitone, the one semitone bend and the two semitone bend. Yeah, it can be done. Now, just quickly, I suppose it would be worth talking about one of the more hard trills. It's one that I've heard Sonny Boy do a few times, and that would be, say, a 4 blow and a 3 draw half semitone. Okay, and if you listen to Help Me, you'll hear an example of this, I think, in the second solo of Help Me by Sonny Boy Williamson. So if you do the 4 blow and the 3 draw with a semitone, and okay, both blues notes in the second position, and it's a lot harder to do. I'll try to get one just right. I can do it sometimes, not every time. And there are other songs that have examples of trills that use like a blow and a draw next to each other. So here's sort of a Sonny Boy trill. On its own probably doesn't sound 100% clean, but it's a good bluesy sound, so you can throw that into a song. And it's a common one. I've heard it a few times. So anyway, trills. Again, just practice. You know, build up muscle memory. Use your different types of trills. Your tongue trills, your head trills, your hand trills. Throw them together. See what you can come up with. All right, enjoy.